Welcome to the cave, Nick here from Nick's Nerd Cave, bringing you guys a new video. Today, we are finally doing this. It has been a long time waiting. We are doing our Smash predictions, and today I'm with the one, the only.
Yo, konnichiwa guys, Cartoonbro here, back again to do more discussions with you, Nick. Thanks for having me back.
No problem. You're definitely the Smash guy on my channel. And that
Oh, certainly.
If
certainly.
the Smash video, it's basically guaranteed that you're going to be there.
Right. And I'm really glad that you're having me on for this. So, we're doing DLC predictions.
Yes, we are. And we have a lot to get through, and this is not going to be like a definitive video on like what characters we think are going to get in. We're just debating on a whole bunch of different characters today.
Right. And we do know that some of them are not going to be as likely as some of the others, but we do want to just kind of get our thoughts out, just basically throw a bunch of darts at the board and see which ones will stick.
Yeah.
So,
and
we've chosen some of our favorite characters, and some of our most likely predictions, some other dream and wish list picks that we want. We're basically just gonna throw the darts at the board and see where they go. So
exactly, and then we will have a follow-up video of a definitive, actual prediction of what it's actually going to be in there.
Prediction list, yeah.
So let's start. So this is the elephant in the room. If you guys haven't been noticing, Nintendo and Xbox have been tweeting at each other, and even in some Xbox One game menus, you see inklings in some Smash characters. One, that has me worried for the future, and that I'm not going to get into that. That's a different discussion for a different time. But that does mean is more than possible, 100% more now than ever, that we will see an Xbox rep, and we're going to discuss a few of those.
Not to mention the fact that they're also in Smash Ultimate itself. We already do have the rare spirits in the game files that are still there, but they are still unused. So
exactly. So we're gonna start off with probably the second or most biggest one, which is Master Chief.
Okay, Master Chief. I don't really want to go too much in depth with Master Chief, as there is another pretty similar character that I want to talk more about later. But Master Chief, I honestly wouldn't be opposed to this, because I personally want Banjo a bit more, and we'll talk more about him in a bit. But Master Chief still would be pretty cool, and I think it would just be that kind of character where it's like, oh, this is really happening. Like, I see Master Chief as if Sony got a character somehow, like, Master Chief would be, like, the Kratos inclusion. Like,
yeah,
Master Chief would be the biggest, the biggest Xbox character. He's the face of the company, pretty much. When you think Xbox, you think Master Chief, so...
Exactly. If there's any Xbox representation, it would be Master Chief. But, the other Xbox character, Banjo, is, like, technically a different character, so
a different too.
Well, like obviously a different character, but like from a different company. So Xbox,
right.
Like if they want an Xbox representation, then it's going to be Master Chief, or
right? Because
it's possible.
Because when you think about other characters that Xbox really owns themselves. The only other one that comes to my mind off the top of my head is Dizzy from Gears of War, and that just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, that's not as recognizable.
Exactly. So I feel like it would either have to be Master Chief or Banjo, or maybe. But I honestly,
I think Banjo is the one that me and you are crossing our fingers for, just because if they add Banjo.
Certainly.
It is all my dream characters ever in Smash. Well, I guess you count Gino, but
Yeah.
We'll get to him. We will get to him. Believe us.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as Master Chief goes, I think he's a good inclusion. But is he really the one I would prefer from Xbox? No, that would be Banjo. And oh boy. I have many things to say about Banjo, so...
But first, wait. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. But first, I do want to talk about if Master Chief is in there, the possible stages which I
Oh,
think
yeah, my bad. I'm
it will
sorry, I'm
be-
getting ahead of myself
yeah,
here, yeah.
yeah. I want to talk about Banjo too. I almost talked about it at least 3 or 4 times, but it will be one of the multiplayer maps, and I think I don't know. See, I'm not a Halo fan, so I don't know which one is the most recognizable. Which you Halo fans out there, which I know there's some Halo fans that like Nintendo, comment which one's the most popular. But I chose Lockout. No, not just because it's the one I first saw when I looked it up. Just because I don't know. I just out of all the stages, I really like the look of that one, and I think it would be a very good Halo representation. Okay, I say that word wrong, but I think it would be a good stage for Smash.
See, when I think of a stage for Master Chief, what came to my mind is two options. Either one, you could have Harvest from Halo 2, which is an entire planet. I think that would be a pretty interesting map to choose. Or you could go with the Halo itself, and it would be like a traveling stage with a bunch of the Covenant members around and whatnot. So I think that would be, just a little interesting. But I do like the idea of Lockout. It would make sense for one of the multiplayer maps to be chosen.
We'll see. Like, you have an advantage because you actually know Halo, and I don't.
Oh,
So.
I honestly don't. I played Halo a little bit. I actually did beat the first game, and I played through most of the second one, but that's about it. I can't really call myself a Halo fan.
Well, you at least have some knowledge about the
Right.
series.
Right.
Which, okay, so now the gates can open. Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, God. Okay.
So if Banjo didn't exist, Master Chief would be the character. But Banjo exists, and I fully believe that Banjo will be in Smash.
Same here, man. I'm crossing my fingers. Banjo and Kazooie, those are the childhood characters. When it came to my Nintendo 64, I played Banjo-Kazooie more than Mario 64.
Honestly, I think everyone has, just because that game is objectively better, and it aged way better.
Very, very, very much so. And these characters really are Nintendo characters when you think about it. They might be owned by Rare, but like they truly are Nintendo characters, Same goes for Conker and arguably James Bond as well, but I don't want to get too much into
Well, that furthers your point that Banjo, when he was out and he was popular, Nintendo basically considered him one of their own. Even like Banjo, and a Banjo action figure was included in a Mario 2-pack with Mario and Banjo. He appeared in artwork and comics and stuff. So Banjo is
Racing.
Yep, Diddy Kong Racing. So Banjo is truly not only a part of the Diddy Kong universe, or Donkey Kong, which is a part of the Mario universe. So they technically exist in the same world. But he's truly a Nintendo character at heart.
Very much so. And I feel like out of all of Xbox's characters, whether it be Master Chief, Steve, or Banjo, Banjo is the one that truly fits the bill in my eyes. Like, he's the one that really deserves the spot. He was originally going to be in Melee before the acquisition of Rare took place, so now's your chance, Sakurai. Now is your chance. Better than ever now.
And just, what else can we say besides Banjo? I think everyone here wants Banjo. The world is screaming Banjo.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and we all know we all know that if Banjo gets in, the stage has to be Spiral Mountain. It's the most iconic location. It's the most iconic location. It has to be.
Just imagine if it being like a floating type of stage and it's going around Spiral Mountain, and it like all you see is like, well, actually you can't do that. So I was about to say Banjo can run up the mountain, but obviously you can't. So like, I don't know, just you going up the mountain. And you're just
like a
traveling
stage.
Yeah, a traveling stage.
Yeah, like you can stop at Banjo's house, maybe the mole field, maybe that pit, maybe that overhang by the waterfall, and then the final spot that it can rest at is right on the top of the mountain, facing Gruntilda's lair, sort of thing. Like, I think that would just be just a nice little callback, just to have all those locations as a part of it.
Definitely, and not to mention that the stage should like spin around Spiral Mountain. That would be a really cool effect.
Mm-hmm.
So is that it for Banjo?
I think so, but before we move on to out of the Xbox characters, do you want to talk about Steve briefly?
Oh yeah. Okay, I completely forgot about Steve. Yes, Steve is very, very likely like up there with Banjo and Master Chief.
Mm-hmm. And that's what scares me, honestly, because Steve is... I don't really hate Minecraft, but I don't really like it either. So Steve would kind of be that character that if he made it in, he'd be like, oh, okay, he's in. Sure.
Yeah. And, no, this is the reason why he's, like, very, very likely. One, he will be a fantastic indie representation since it's the first indie game to be truly in the mainstream, obviously. I mean, look
Right.
at how good Minecraft did and still does, to an extent.
Yeah, number 2 best-selling game in the world, only behind Tetris.
So, yeah, Steve, definitely possible. And, you know, easy, alts, you could just, you know, have, skins.
You use the other skins, yeah.
And if they really, really, really wanted to, they can do Herobrine, like, alt, which I would be up for.
Okay. I think that would sell me on Steve alone. Like if they actually made that skin, like that would totally bring the whole thing full circle, and I think that would just be great.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. And I guess for Steve's stage, the idea I had was that the stage would literally be creative mode. So it starts out as a walk-off, just on the grassy plain part of the overworld. But then other players start coming in and start building random structures around the place and stuff, and it constantly changes, people mining out the ground and whatnot.
That sounds awesome, but I also would have an idea of, I know this is another floating stage, and, you know, that we can't have too many of those.
Stage. Right.
Yeah, a traveling stage throughout the world, and it just goes, like, it'll go down and up in the sky, which I think would be pretty interesting.
Like it would go through all the different biomes and stuff.
Mm. You know, Steve can actually have some very compelling gameplay. Sure, he'll be another sword fighter, but they could do some very interesting stuff with crafting. Like, maybe after a while the sword would break, and he has to craft somehow. Like how Inklings can recharge ink, Steve can, like, craft a pickaxe and use that as a weapon.
See, in my eyes, Steve's moveset, the crafting table is his down B. And not only does it repair his weapons, but he can also craft like armor and stuff that only disappears when he gets KO'd, sort of thing.
See,
like,
right
like
there.
it might be a bit. It might be a bit broken. I would probably have to iron out the ideas behind that, but I think that's the general.
I would take out the armor only because, like, it could be like a random type of thing, like Mr. Game Watch's like hammer, where if you get lucky, you can get a diamond armor. And that would be, like, very hard to knock out, but that would be broken.
Right. We don't need another Piranha Plant Neutral B situation.
Oh, God. Which, by the way, I forgot to talk to you about. This is rambling, guys, I'm sorry, but Piranha Plant's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
So, ready to move on?
But anyways. Yeah, so I think we're done with Xbox. Although, I guess, really quick before we move on, out of the 3, I think we both agree that Banjo is the most likely.
Oh, obviously. So
Okay.
So I guess for the Fighter Pack 2, our pick would be Banjo.
At least for right now. We are going to finalize the list later.
So as of right now, it's Banjo.
Right.
Which I think is
alright, moving...
First party
I guess, moving on, first party. Okay.
So... I was telling you earlier about Geno, and here's Geno. So, Geno will be in Smash Brothers, but also, free from Nintendo, they will include a Boshi Echo for Yoshi. How amazing would that be?
God.
I fully think that would happen. First off, it's an easy Echo. It'll get people beyond hype. Beyond hyped.
Boshi. Oh lord. Well, in all fairness though, Boshi probably is the most interesting of the Yoshis in Mario RPG, so yeah, I honestly could probably see that happening, but just the likeliness of
Exactly.
it.
Besides
Just
Mallow, who else?
like-
Besides Mallow, who else would be a
Yeah,
candidate
yeah.
for Smash?
I mean, I guess we could have like the Axum Rangers as an assist trophy or something, but I don't know.
Okay, I like that idea now, just because I like Super Sentai. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So the stage would be, and I forgot how to pronounce it again, so you're going to have to say it.
You said Vista Hill. I
Yes.
say Forest Maze.
Oh, I say Vista Hill only because it could be in front of the castle, and you can see the sword like that. I forgot his name, but the sword guy will come out and just go in the castle. It'll make this stage rumble or something. I don't know. I think that's a cool idea.
See?
Yes.
Smithy, right? Okay. But my idea for the Forest Maze stage was that it would start on the tree stump where you fight Bowyer, right?
Mhm.
And all the Wigglers are moving around and they come as stage hazards. But then halfway through the match, Bowyer actually locks one of your attack buttons. So then the stage starts scrolling really quick, and you have to avoid the arrows while that button is locked, and then it finally comes back to the tree stump, and the button gets unlocked.
That's awesome. That's an awesome idea. Actually, I like that better.
I don't know.
up for debate.
I kind of was just thinking around, but I thought it was cool.
That's a cool idea, actually. So, Gino, Boshi, Echo Fighter. First to say it, it's going to happen.
Boshi. That still kills me inside.
And if it doesn't, I'll be severely depressed. Because that's just an idea of waiting. Since Nintendo and Square seem to be doing pretty buddy-buddy right now. We're getting literally almost every Final Fantasy on Switch. So, they can work something out. I don't care. I really don't care. Nintendo, Square, make up and just give us Gino and a Boshi clone. It needs to happen. Or Boshi Echo.
Although, with that being said, I honestly kind of want to go ahead and bring this up quickly since you mentioned it a few times, and I honestly was a bit confused. Would Gino technically be second party? Because Nintendo made him, but he's owned by Square Enix. So I guess technically wouldn't he be a second party character?
Well,
Or possibly even third?
we gotta remember that, okay, that's hard. Only because, one, Square isn't a second-party company, so I'm not really sure what he would be under. But I get they could pass him off as third-party or first-party, but honestly, since it's Mario, I would assume they would call it Gino. Because, honestly, like, Nintendo could just buy the rights to Mario RPG. I doubt it'll literally put a dent in their money, so...
Yeah, I guess that's true. But the only problem I see with Gino is the two other major Square Enix options. I would really like Gino, but there is at least one of these other Square Enix characters that I would really want that might kind of destroy Gino's chances. But we're not going to talk about him first. We're going to talk about Erdrick. Oh boy.
Wait, before we get into that, does he use a key as a sword?
We'll get there.
Alright, I'm not familiar with Dragon Quest. The only thing I know about the franchise is the fact that it uses the Dragon Ball art style. Or Toriyama art style, rather. So, explain.
Honestly, that's all I know, too. I know very little. Well, yeah, like, I don't really know much about Dragon Quest. I kind of want to play it just to see what it's like, but I don't know, Erdrick doesn't really strike my fancy that much. And what makes it even worse is just the fact that he is the most heavily rumored character right now. So...
See, I don't keep up with the rumors just because most... Like, okay, the Grinch leak basically killed rumors for me, so...
Honestly, me too. But just... You can't avoid it with Erdrick because, like, it's like, oh, we're data mining the DLC fighters. We've identified Piranha Plant and Joker, but now we have this new fighter labeled under Brave, and all the stats add up, and it's totally Erdrick, and it's just like, no, it's not. Please stop.
I kind of hope not, because that kind of ruins the slot. Because sure, the Japanese audiences would very much be happy about that. But honestly, like, who else outside of Japan truly loves Dragon Quest? I mean, I'm sure there's Dragon Quest fans down here or over here, but I'm not sure if, there's that many to actually decide to put a character that's honestly only Japanese. I mean, at this point, So
Not to mention that Erdrick was only in like a few games, so he's kind of irrelevant now. But
it's been proven
I guess the irrelevant argument doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
since we have K-Rool and Simon. But so yeah.
Moving on.
Can I talk about my boy now?
Yes, you can.
Sora! Oh, okay. Sora. This has to happen. Oh. Okay, so if we don't get Erdrick or Geno, it has to be Sora. Sora is like the only remaining Square Enix character that I can see that actually has a chance. Yeah, we could get something completely out of the blue, like we could get Neku from The World Ends With You, or Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, or maybe even 2B from Nier Automata, but I feel like Sora is just the big one. Sora is the big one that would make the most just reactions, I feel.
Especially because Kingdom Hearts 3's out, it's very popular, it's been heavily praised, at least from what I know.
Oh yeah, and especially coming from me, considering I actually have beat the game already, twice. 40 hours in on both times, by the way. But yeah, I can definitely say that Kingdom Hearts is a great series. I love the series to death. And I think Sora would just fit in really well. And if we are somehow doing Echo Fighters, Riku would obviously be Sora's Echo Fighter. It just, the two are practically made for each other in my eyes. Not in the shipping sense, obviously, but just like they kind of fit fighting styles and whatnot.
I can see that. It's definitely okay. So I just want to say that anything is possible. Even Goku, I would argue, which honestly, like,
we will talk about
it's a
him.
whole boat in itself. It's a whole like. There's an elephant. There's an elephant in the room. And there's a T-Rex in the room, and Goku's the T-Rex. But honestly, everything like Cloud, almost everything's possible. Joker, everything's possible. Literally, almost everything you can think of is possible for Smash, and there's literally no predicting it. So,
and in my eyes, if Sora actually gets in, that opens the door even farther, because as soon as Sora gets in, we got to worry about all the Disney stuff now. If they even want to risk that, if they even want to risk that.
First off, they have to be game characters.
The thing with Sora is that he doesn't have to have the Disney stuff, because Sora is certainly his own character. The Disney stuff just kind of is support.
It's natural for
a Hearts game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Donald and Goofy are really there in terms of plot. I mean, they're always with Sora. I think.
Most of the time. There are a few specific moments where they're not with him, but most of the time, yeah.
Which actually could lead to a problem with Sora, since Donald and Goofy are obviously not game characters. If Sora gets in, then he might, like, since they're there all the time, we might have, like, I don't know, for a final Smash, we might see Donald and Goofy there, which runs to a problem that it has to be game characters only. So what do you feel about that? But see,
the problem with Sora is not really the fact that we have to worry about the Disney stuff. Sora might have been created by Square Enix, and I actually did do some research on this just to make sure I got this right. Sora was created by Square Enix, but Disney owns the rights to him. However, Disney can't do anything with Kingdom Hearts without Square Enix's approval.
That's definitely very interesting. So that could actually lead into problems.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of goes back on itself, though, if you think about it, because Square Enix has very little control over what Disney does with Kingdom Hearts, yet Disney can't do anything with Kingdom Hearts without Square Enix's approval, so... it's kind of a weird situation, but...
So, just so I'm right about this, this is not related to Sora, but... Castlevania is made by Konami, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I was actually about to bring up a point about Geno and Sora being in, just because multiple characters... Actually, Ryu and Mega Man... Okay, sorry guys, that was just me having a brain fart. So, here's my kind of prediction. So I think Sora and Geno are very likely possible, even together, both happening, just because we have Mega Man, Ryu, and Ken. And for Sonic characters, we just have Sonic, which doesn't make sense to me, but different. We'll talk about that later. So I think
technically we have 3 Sega characters because we have Sonic, we have Bayonetta, and we have Joker. Although
true, very.
I feel like with the Sega characters, it's similar to how we thought the Xbox character would be, because yeah, Sonic is the only true Sega character, but Atlas and Platinum Games are technically divisions of Sega, so that's how Bayonetta and Joker get in, at least in my eyes.
Some people don't see that, unfortunately, and like a lot of people don't know, so they think Atlas is their own thing, and they think Platinum Games are their own thing.
Right.
So, see, it's a whole boat. Like, it's speculated, but so we have that. So I definitely think it's possible for Square Enix characters, because Square Enix is definitely one of the most recognizable game companies in the gaming, in like world.
Right.
So we have Cloud, Sora, and Geno, which Geno is technically a Nintendo character, but it's stuff with Rare. Not Rare. Square.
Square. The Rare Square.
Oh god, Banjo-Kazooie RPG.
Dang it! I actually want to see that now.
Me too.
But yeah, I could definitely see both Geno and Sora making it. But I feel like unless we have a second fighter pass, I feel like we're only going to get one or the other. And just out of fan demand, I honestly believe it would be Geno. Although I personally would want Sora a bit more. Because I really do like both characters, but I feel like I have a bit more of a personal attachment to Sora than Geno, because I never actually played that much of Mario RPG until recently, so I don't have as much of a connection to the character.
Which people have been begging for Geno for years and years.
Mm-hmm, and I know that, and honestly, that's exactly what made me want to play Mario RPG in the first place, to see why everyone thought this little doll just had such a good chance to make it in. And honestly, now that I see what they mean, I gotta agree with them. But at the same time, I still want to whack people over the head with a giant key.
It's definitely debatable. But here's the thing, though. Like, here's the only other take of the note, because Ultimate seems to be a Smash fan game, but official, just because we have characters. Like, Nintendo actually listened to us for once, and they actually included King K. Rool, Wolf back, because, after Smash 4, people have been screaming for him back, and Ridley. Those are all characters.
And Simon, technically.
Simon, yep, there you go. Simon, which is characters people have been, just begging over and over again for years. So there's a possibility, possibility Geno can make it in. Because him and Banjo would complete the entirety of, like, the most requested Smash characters of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I understand. And I would be very ecstatic if somehow both of them got in. Which is very likely, which makes me happy.
Everything is very likely, and that's the problem.
Exactly. And see, at this point, I think it's kind of funny, because I was thinking about what Reggie originally said when he announced Joker, where he was like, all the remaining DLC characters are going to be unexpected characters. So now everyone's expecting the unexpected, so the unexpected characters are going to be ones that we were originally expecting.
Well, that's just Nintendo, unfortunately.
The kings of left field, as Arlo puts it.
Exactly. Which, any other first-party characters? Because, like, true first-party characters, like, a sad way to put it. Which, I want to go ahead and say Captain Toad. Like, people have been... Toad, like, Toad, he's been a highly requested character. But I think Captain Toad has a lot more appeal. A lot of people have been wanting him. Like, I even saw, like, a top 5 list people want for DLC, and Captain Toad was on there. So...
Yeah. I mean, it's Captain Toad, though. Like...
Yeah, no, but I don't think, like, crowds would be jumping up and down, but I think it would be a nice character to have. And the stage would be Super Bell Hill. I feel.
Easily, certainly.
Because, one, we don't have that in Smash form yet, which is honestly surprising. And
yeah. Ultimate actually skipped a generation, because normally with Smash Brothers, they're always a generation behind, because in Smash Melee we had stuff based on Mario 64, and Brawl we had Delfino Plaza, and then in Smash 4 we had Mario Galaxy, but no Mario 3D World. We just went straight to Mario Odyssey.
I mean, I think Nintendo has good taste for doing that, but that's not a diss on Mario 3D World, which kind of is. But I do
actually no, they technically didn't skip a generation. I forgot that the Mario Maker stage. But...
Well, that is more. I don't want to call the game a spinoff, but it's. Well, yeah, I guess
it's more of its own thing.
It's its own thing. Like, it's definitely its own thing. Which, by the way, Mario Maker 2 hype, but that's neither here or there. So, another first-party character I want to pick is Tetra. Tetra's been a personal want for ever since I first played Wind Waker. I think she would fit in so well. We need a new Zelda rep. I know Young Link is in there, but he's not new technically. So I just want Tetra. They can have the Dragon Roost Island as the stage, if that's not already a stage. I'm not. Memory banks are, lying. But if they could do that, that would be awesome. But honestly, that's probably really unlikely.
Another unlikely Zelda pick that I personally would have chosen would have been Midna getting upgraded from an assist trophy and probably bringing Wolf Link along with her. Because your favorite, well, I wouldn't say it's your favorite, but definitely one of your most liked Zelda games is certainly Wind Waker.
Yes.
For me, it's Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess is my absolute favorite Zelda game. So I'm like really attached to Midna, and I think she would have been great. But nope, she got the assist trophy boot twice. So I'm not feeling the best about her, but I feel like if any characters were going to get upgraded from assist trophy to playable in any shape or form, Midna certainly is one of the more likely ones, just because of the fan demand.
And before anyone says it, Sakurai hates Waluigi. He does not want Waluigi. You people ruined it. You people have ruined Waluigi in the Smash. So we're never going to mention the word Wal or Luigi ever again. And if anyone ever says Wa, they're banned. So no Waluigi.
Yeah,
get that out there.
I honestly can't really say much about him anyways. I don't want to say anything about him, but yeah. So I guess finishing up our list of first-party characters, the only other ones I can really think of are Bandana D, someone from Rhythm Heaven, or Elma from Xenoblade X.
Huh. Rhythm Heaven, that is definitely possible, but I feel like it has... Well, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be more relevant. But for Xenoblade X, I think that's a very niche game. So, I'm not sure if they want to do that. But even though she's been a rumored character, and I want to see her because Xenoblade X is my personal favorite Xenoblade game. I wanted to actually be ported to the Switch so I can finish it, but if they port it to the Switch, then that leaves the possibility of not only a Fighter Pack 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, but we can actually get Elma in there. So that I feel like Elma, if they make a Xenoblade X port, then it's possible, but if they don't, then it's not possible.
Right. I merely wanted to just bring her up since she was just one of those characters in my eyes that I think honestly could have been a great addition, but there's just always that chance. So.
Mm-hmm. And who else was on that list?
I said someone from Rhythm Heaven, which either
Chorus
could be
Kids.
Chorus Kids, Karate Joe, or something like that, and the other one I said was Bandana D.
Bandana D's... Wow, okay, I'm saying that wrong. He's very possible, I feel, but I don't know. I feel like there's a better pick, but thinking about it, what else is there? So,
I mean, you could have done Marks, but he's a boss now, so.
Yeah, I think Bandana D is obviously the top pick for that.
The player 4, yeah. He's the obvious player 4 of the Kirby series, so might as well get him in while you have the chance, I guess.
I mean, we already have Kirby, Meta Knight, and King Dedede, so might as well, right?
Right.
But I feel like he could be a. I don't want to say Echo of Kirby because that obviously can't work. But I feel like it would be hard to make him his own character because like what kind of moveset could he have?
I mean, because he'd probably be like a greatest hits of the Bandana Ds. He would probably mainly use the spear, maybe use a little bit of the Paracel and the Beam Rod and stuff like that.
Yeah, I see that, but also what other stages? I have no idea.
I feel like the stage for Bandana D would either have to come from Return to Dreamland, maybe Kirby 64, or Planet Robobot, because those were 3 of his biggest appearances in the Kirby series. Although I wouldn't really call his appearance in Planet Robobot really that big, but he still was around very often. So
yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong, but what other first-party characters is there to actually add that are not only relevant but popular? I can't see anything else, or at least think of anything else besides Pokemon, which we don't know the final evolutions for Sobble, Scorbunny, or Grookey yet. But I do want to go out on a kind of a limb here, just because one, we already have Incineroar, and we have Greninja, so
it would probably be Grookey's final evolution.
Even though I was actually going to say Sobble, but Grookey makes more sense just because we can have his final evolution, whatever that's going to be, as a fighter for Smash, or his mid evolution, who knows, or even maybe his just Grookey himself. Just because final evolutions are used a little too much.
As far as Pokemon DLC possibilities go,
I think people would try
I'm still holding by my guns because we don't really know much about Sword and Shield right now. So I'm still holding by my guns and saying Dust Lycanroc, but yeah, it probably will be someone from Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 7's going to become irrelevant this year, so it's probably not going to be anyone from Gen 7. It's probably something from Gen 8 to get the hype for Gen 8. Because Greninja was going to be in Smash 4, before he was designed. So.
Right, so. But even then, I don't really see much as far as possible DLC choices.
For Pokemon, I think people would riot because Pokemon, obviously has its dedicated fan base and the kids that play it. But I don't think anyone's really screaming for any Pokemon to be in Smash.
Right. It's not like back in the Smash 4 days before we had Greninja, where everyone was screaming for Zoroark.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that actually covers it for first parties.
We can go in the other section now, which, oh boy, we have quite a few.
Oh boy.
And I want to start here by saying, because I think it's honestly, we get 2 Castlevania reps, which technically 1 because Echo, but in 2 Capcom reps. Why no 2 Sonic reps? Just because 1, Sonic is objectively more popular than those series. All 3 of those series put together, Castlevania, Mega Man, and Street Fighter. Obviously, I don't think anyone can say anything against that.
No, I can't personally, but someone will probably find a way to argue with that.
Actually, Mega Man's more... No, nobody. I love Mega Man, but nobody. So, Tails.
Who's getting a movie this year? Not Mega Man.
Exactly, and Fully Charged got canceled, so I think it got canceled. Which, yeah,
Although I guess Castlevania does have the anime, but
it's not that popular though. Like, it's more of a niche thing now, unfortunately. But Tails, like, we need a Sonic Rip. I was screaming for Shadow until he made him assist trophy, because at that point, Shadow was essentially a lock, but he wasn't, unfortunately. So, Tails would be a perfect candidate. They could make him a new fighter. People would be jumping up and down. His stage can be Emerald Hill, even though I do think Chemical Plant or Sky Chase or something, would be...
I'm pretty sure Sky Chase, yeah.
Yeah, would be... I think... Okay, so instead of Emerald Hill, since it's too similar to Green Hill, we're going to do Chemical Plant and add Tails. Just, Tails would be an awesome Time and Smash. His recovery, him flying up, it's perfect for Smash. He's just Smash-proof at this point. Like, you can think...
Yeah.
His down B, he can throw the dummy rings. They can do anything.
Right.
Everything. So, Tails, please.
Although, if we had to have another Sonic character that wasn't Tails, the only other choice is Eggman, which I still think would also be pretty cool.
Which would actually fit Smash Ultimate because it has a bad guy versus good guy theme to it. Mm-hmm.
And Eggman could constantly be in the Egg Walker from Adventure 2.
And be a...
But then all of his special moves would be like different robots from different games. Like his recovery could be the Bobber from Sonic CD. Maybe his neutral B could be the Egg Drill from Sonic 2. Obviously, the final Smash would have to be either the Death Egg Robot or the Egg Dragoon, since those are pretty much the only ones he uses nowadays.
It'd probably be the Death Egg. He would laugh, go into the Death Egg, it will crash down, and he'll start walking and shooting missiles. Okay, we might have to say Eggman now, but for real, I want Tails. Tails, even though I would prefer Shadow, even as an Echo or a new fighter, Tails is the next best option, and probably now Eggman is too.
You're right. Anyways, I guess moving on to other characters, third-party wise, that I have in mind. Can I move on to my pick that I said earlier was similar to Master Chief? And I know you already know who it is.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Okay, so Doomslayer.
Oh, yes.
From Doom. I guess I probably should say Doom Guy, since that's who most people know him as. But
I like the name Doom Guy. Doom Guy's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, Doom Guy. Like, he'd probably be a bit more out of place than Master Chief, but I feel like he would probably fit in better just because Doom Guy actually is melee focused and doesn't use an energy sword.
Especially with his Doom 2016 close-up combat attacks. I forgot what they're called.
The glory kills. Yeah,
the glory. Yeah. And Doom. I would have picked Doom Guy on my list, but one, I already knew you were going to do it. I knew from the start, and I don't know. I still feel Conquer and Doom Guy are just too violent. There's a difference between Bayonetta. They can obviously make her more PG, but Doom Guy, I don't think Doom Guy's all about the killing. He's all about the killing. In Conquer, he has to have his gun with him. Like, there's no way.
Right, and I mean, I guess that does make sense, where it's like, yeah, we can't really go too crazy with the character, and like toning down Doom Guy would be probably a big challenge, but I feel like that is kind of what Sakurai would want. Like, he would want a character that we think probably wouldn't be able to happen because we think they're too mature, and then they get in. Because that's exactly what everyone said about Snake and Bayonetta before they got in. Like, they're too mature.
But now that we're expecting that, now it won't happen. And as we said, Reggie said, the next characters will be out of left field. Or not exactly that, but like, it's gonna be out of left field characters. So Doom Guy just might as well be in.
Right.
Like, safer bets like Tails or Captain Toad probably won't make it in just because they're safe bets. Doom Guy is not a safe bet.
Although, by that logic, technically, we could also get Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but that's a whole nother can of worms that I honestly don't want to open.
Yeah, that can of worms is violent, nasty. I'm not opening it. One, because I don't like
Oh,
Mortal Kombat.
Although Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out on Switch, but I don't think that's enough for Scorpion to get in.
And remember in Smash 4 days, Sakurai said, now every main fighter from the big fighting games are in Smash. We don't have any representation of Mortal Kombat, which, you know, is not as big anymore. Like, I think everyone can agree that Mortal Kombat was more of a 90s thing, just because the recent games have not been good. Like, you know, XL was okay, or at least, like, good from what I heard. But, you know, games before that just have been not good. So, I don't know. Scorpion actually sounds like a pretty cool idea, but I'm not really a fan of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, so I feel like if we're going to get any mature character, I think it pretty much is going to be Doom Guy.
Please, I love Doom 26. Doom Eternal Hype. Oh, yes. And his stage, Doom Guy's stage would be hell, obviously, but they couldn't call it hell. So I don't know what they would call it.
I specifically chose the UAC facility because that's the first location from Doom 2016. It would make sense. And it just kind of fits, especially the main battle room. In that very first level, the main battle room after you defeat the I actually forgot what it was called, but it's basically the blood ball in the center of the room, and then like you get swarmed by the revenants.
Huh?
Like,
yeah, I can see that.
I feel like that would be a pretty interesting area for the fight.
Which I remember seeing a kind of a leaked, like, not really much of a leak, just like box art for Smash Ultimate. And at first, I thought I saw a teen rating, which honestly I wish was there so they could actually do those characters, like, can actually make those characters like themselves. But you know, we obviously got E10. I think that's what Smash Ultimate's rating is. So I don't know, like, it's definitely up in the air, but it's probably going to happen. Just because we got Bayonetta.
Yeah. I can see that. So
here's a big one.
I know you have a few more third parties that you want to talk about. So,
the big one I think you forgot about. It's a little Bandicoot. Crash.
I was literally just about to say Crash.
Well, Crash. He's obviously an obvious choice, and yeah, it's totally something I can see happen.
But is Crash really so obvious? Because I think the issue, well, I guess I can't really call this one an issue, but the thing with Crash is just he has that Sony history, even if he's not tied to them anymore. Like he truly is a Sony character. Like
But he wasn't tied to Sony since the Crash Team Racing.
Right. But what I'm saying is like even though he has certainly had tons of games on other consoles that aren't PlayStation since then, I always saw Crash as a PlayStation character, even with the Insane trilogy getting on Switch and whatnot, along with Crash Team Racing coming out later this year, I believe. But it's just kind of that weird situation. I do certainly think Crash can still happen, especially post Cloud and post Joker era. But
well, here's the thing. Actually, let me counter what you said. Not as an argument, but like, you know, just a counter. Joker, he's a PlayStation exclusive character, I think. But he's a PlayStation
Persona
exclusive.
5's only on PS4, yeah. Well, not PS3 and PS4, but yeah, still
he's an exclusive. Like, not on any other console. A PlayStation exclusive character got on Smash, so why can't Crash? And he's been on other consoles before.
But see, I think the thing with Joker is that Joker is part of the Persona series, and Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, and Shin Megami Tensei got its start on a Nintendo console, so it technically ties back.
Well, okay, you got me there, but so I think my point is still sort of valid.
And I certainly do agree with you. Yeah, like I'm not doubting that at all. And
would Crash be a personal prediction? No. but he is definitely one a lot of people want.
And I certainly think that Crash. I feel like Crash has a better chance in a second fighter pass, just because I feel like once Crash Team Racing gets out, his chances would be a lot better.
Or if he gets a new game,
you could have a bit more on Switch, yeah. But like, I don't know. I certainly want Crash as well, but I'm a lot more cautious of him, just because.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay.
Do you have any more? At least before we get to the wish list and dream picks, because I know I really want to talk about mine.
Would
I want to know what else you have. Do you have any more?
For others, I'm not sure, but unless Goku counts as a dream character, then I think I'm done.
We're purposely saving him for the very end, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I'm looking around my room to actually see what we can pick. Which I think we're done.
Okay, so I think I should go ahead and go into the remainder of my picks then, since my list was slightly longer than yours, because I've gotten over all my main picks that I would put in the Fighter Pass, which I guess for those wondering, so we already have Joker as our Fighter Pack 1. Fighter Pack 2 I saw as either being Erdrick or Sora. Fighter Pack 3 being either Banjo or Steve, although personally hoping for Banjo. For Fighter Pack 4, I had a Nintendo rep. Right now, I'm leaning more towards Bandana D than anyone.
But I would go Gino on the Nintendo rep.
Personally, yeah, as well.
If that was the final one, that would first off end it with a bang, and I'm talking an exploding bang, like a nuke. Just, I think.
Very true. Very true. Very true.
So
I guess yeah, either Bandana D or Gino as Fighter Pack 4, and then Fighter Pack 5 being Doomslayer. However, I want to get into my extra characters, because I have one wishlist character, 2 dream characters that I feel like most likely won't get in, but I still really would like them, and then I do have 1 joke character that I just kind of want to get out of the way, just as kind of like a joke. But anyway, for my wishlist character, I felt so bad when she got shown off as a. But I'm holding on. I'm holding on to Shantae, man. I am holding on for dear life with my half genie hero.
Yeah, I can totally. First off, I knew you were going to say Shantae in some shape, way, or form. She was going to be brought up, which I could definitely see why. She's a very cool character, design-wise, and just character-wise too.
And the moveset is certainly there, especially if we're going, like if we're doing a K. Rool thing with Shantae, if we base her moveset off of all 4 of the games, we got a lot to work with. We got obviously all the genie transformations from the first 2 games and half genie hero. We got all the magic spells, and if we're using stuff from Pirate's Curse, we also have all the pirate gear. So that gives her a lot more, pretty much a lot more versatility. So I feel like there's just a lot going on with Shantae that really could have been interesting.
Yeah, she has a lot of possibility. Well, not a lot of possibility, but a lot of options of a move list.
And I feel like Shantae would be the one. I feel like Shantae would be like the one transformation character in this game that's not Pokemon Trainer. Like, I feel like Shantae would be the one, because in my head, her neutral B is the traditional belly dance, and once you have the dance started, if you move the control stick in a different direction, you have 3 different transformations. You have the monkey, the elephant, and the harpy, and each one has their own little set of movesets that they have, but once you transform back to normal, you can't transform back immediately into something else for a while.
Yeah, that's wild. That would be awesome.
And I think it would make her very versatile, because the monkey could cling to walls. He would be the fastest, and he can cling to walls. The harpy would be kind of like Falco, because that would give her a lot higher jumps, but it would technically also make her easier to launch. And then the elephant would obviously be the heavyweight. It would be slower, but hits harder, right?
that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely
Mhm.
I could definitely see that.
And then the stage could actually be a reference to the opening scene of Risky's Revenge, the second game, because I said it could either basically just be Scuttletown Square, where it's like you fight in the square of the city and there's just a bunch of stuff going on, or the reference that I'm talking about to Risky's Revenge, the stage could be the Tinker Tub attack from the start of Risky's Revenge. So like Risky could pull up her ship in the background and she would like fire off cannonballs at the stage, destroying the bridges around Shantae's house and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I think it would just
awesome.
be a pretty interesting stage, just interesting concept, and of course all of Shantae's music would be great. There's a lot of good tracks that she has,
Mm-hmm.
but I know that me and you aren't really music guys, so I don't want to go too much into that.
Yeah, well, the reason why we're not tackling music is like it's characters are already starting to get to the point where they're unpredictable, but music
Right.
in Ultimate is
Oh,
Just
that's just
purely unpredictable.
right.
And I have a dream character, and it's not so much of a
Well, yeah,
character, but it's an echo.
I got my wish list pick out of the way, and I have 2 dream picks, so I'll,
Well, not
I'll
a
let you
dream,
do
a
your
wish
pick.
list. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm getting mixed
okay,
up.
yeah, sorry. Go ahead and do your wish list.
So I have a feeling that Nintendo's going to drop free echoes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I also want to say this really quick before you say your wish list pick. I want to go ahead and specify this for all our viewers. The wish list picks are characters that we still think have a really good chance, but we don't think are going to make it into this fighter pass.
You just
While the
because
dream picks are characters that we don't think are going to make it in at all, but we would still really like to see. I just wanted to make that clarification in case anyone got confused. But yeah, wish list.
Which, you know,
Go
there's
ahead,
going to be
Nick.
guys out there that are going to be confused. But this one's an echo of Sonic, a classic Sonic, because there's a lot of potential there. Or Sonic Boom,
Classic
but no.
we don't talk Sonic.
Classic Sonic, you can they can make them, I don't know, even faster or a little bit slower. Not sure.
I feel like classic Sonic would actually have to be slower, just because it would make sense with the distinction between classic and modern Sonic gameplays and generations and forces.
True.
Like
you know, boost.
I feel like it would make more sense to have classic Sonic slower.
Yes, Classic Sonic's slower, but he's more powerful and easy to control. Even though we can all
Right.
agree that modern Sonic is objectively stronger. But
Right.
But Classic Sonic, he can have more power, and he's easier to control. Because sometimes when I'm playing the Sonic and Ultimate, I kind of lose my control every now and then. But with Classic Sonic, you can still bring the speed, but also have power.
Right. And I can totally see that happening, although I feel like if we were ever going to get an Echo Sonic, it probably would have actually been Metal Sonic, but I don't know.
Oh my god, okay. Wish list, guys. Wish list. Okay, another one. Metal Sonic. That would be awesome. Even though I feel like he would be a new character, but...
I feel like Metal Sonic would be the Isabelle situation, where he would have a few of Sonic's moves, but a few of them would also be original to him.
Oh, so kind of like Dr. Mario to Mario and Isabelle to Villager.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. But no, those are my 2 wish lists, because, you know, I'm a Sonic freak. Everyone knows this. I love Sonic, so I want to see more Sonic in Smash.
Did somebody say more Sonic than in Smash? Let me add another Sonic to the list. Werehog, no.
Okay, I like the Werehog, but that's impossible, unfortunately.
I know. That was more or less just a joke.
Yeah,
There's
a joke
no way
character.
that would happen. Although that would be an interesting thought to think about if Werehog somehow came back. But you know, I'll
If anything, he would be relevant during Brawl, but...
right. But anyway, so moving on to our dream picks. These are the characters that we don't think are going to make it in, but we would still like to see. I'm
one.
going to.
You can start.
Since you have, I have 2 though. So if you want to go ahead and get yours done.
So, this is not a video game character, but it's video game based and inspired, not only in its design, but just the show and everything about it. It's just a living, breathing video game reference, and that is Kamen Rider X8. Now, hear me out.
Oh God!
Okay,
I
so-
knew this was coming.
Okay, so
Oh.
Mighty's design, the mascot, Mighty, from Mighty Action X, which is X8's, level 1 and 2 form, his design is based off Kirby, Mario, and Sonic. And he would just be an awesome include, even though he's not a video game character, so it's impossible, unfortunately. But I do feel like he would be a great inclusion. His final smash can be Hyper Miteki. I feel like there's a lot they can do, and unfortunately during X8's run, they never did anything with Nintendo. They did Pac-Man, but they didn't do Nintendo, which was something I always wanted to see. And X8 was the reason why I was like attracted, to the Kamen Rider series. So Kamen Rider X8 is my dream character, other than Goku, but we're saving him. But X8,
although I am glad that you brought up X8, because I actually have been throwing around a few ideas on what he would be like in my head. Because thanks to you, I actually have started looking into Kamen Rider a bit, and I actually did start with X8.
good.
And I think that would be very interesting to see, like, his down B being the level up system, so he could swap between levels 2, 3, and 5, and every single one would have like a different, like a slightly different set of moves.
Like for 3, if you use Gekitatsu robots, and you can have like a punching move.
And then level 5 could be able to fly. Well, maybe not like brawl flying, but like like the Ascension stuff.
Yes.
Although, and then the final smash for XA that I had in mind was the brother Gash Hat.
Oh, Mighty Brothers Double X. That would be cool. Yes, he could. It would be like a which I don't think hardly any of the final smashes in Ultimate have controls. Only a few of them do, but this one would be not control based, but it's just like a little cutscene, like the Star Fox one and King K. Rool. He would level up to Mighty Brothers Double X in the brother mode, which there's 2 of them, which is based off Mario and Luigi, so furthers my point. But anyway, they use the key slasher, and they slash up the enemy, and they end it with a Mighty Brother critical finish.
Yeah, that honestly would be very interesting. I certainly think X8. See, that's a brief little thing I want to mention. I guess we can jump to Goku real quick, because X8 got me thinking about this. If we were to ever get non-video game characters in Smash, I feel like the first ones would be Goku, obviously because he's the most fan requested, Mickey Mouse because he's like literally the face of pop culture, and then James Bond because he was going to be in Melee. So do you think that X8 would be after those 3, or
considering? Oh, here's the problem with X8. Now, not only does Bandai Namco own like the license for Kamen Rider toys, so it is very well possible that X8 could be in there if they did non-Smash characters. Even though X8 is video game based, even in the suit, because the SNES buttons on his pads and stuff like that. But that's not the point. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, okay, so the way the show works is every year there's a new season, and X8 is 2 seasons ago, so it might be irrelevant, unfortunately. But I still think...
arguably, at least from my perspective, since I'm not big into Kamen Rider, X8, when you look at all the writers, X8 does have the one that just screams iconic. Like, all the rest certainly look interesting, but like, when you look at all of them together, X8 is the one that you immediately recognize just because he's so different from all the rest.
Yeah, and it was popular for that reason, just because it was different.
So yeah, and I think the video game tie does technically give him a better chance than some of the others, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, if any of the Kamen, it's definitely could be X8. It can't be any of the other ones. Like, they're not gonna add freaking Build. But yeah, that's my dream character, X8. There's a whole... I could actually make a video on why he would be perfect for Smash, but that's neither here or there, unfortunately. So
you should do that, by the way.
I will. Now I thought about it. Opening notes. Anyway, you can move on now.
Hey, we can use some of my ideas for that, and we could actually kind of collab on that one, because now that you got me thinking about that. But anyway, my dream characters. I'm gonna start off with one that, because I have 2 dream characters. The first one is one that I just discovered recently, and the other one is one that I have kind of been harboring in my heart for a long time. But I'm gonna start with the more recent edition. So I honestly had no clue that this game even existed until maybe about a few months ago, but I have been playing it pretty much nonstop ever since, and now that it's coming to the Switch soon, Oh boy. So it's a traditional fighter similar to Street Fighter and Tekken and all of them called Skullgirls. And pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
it's like this 1920s style fighting game where it's like all the character designs are very vibrant, and the main character is this girl named Philia. And normally Philia wouldn't be very interesting if it wasn't for the fact that her fighting style pretty much is Marvel vs. Capcom Venom. Because her hair is a parasite named Samson, and he is amazing. So you literally just have this schoolboy. Yeah, so you literally, if she somehow got into Smash, she would literally just be a normal schoolgirl zipping around the battlefield with her hair, like, tangling people up, and, like, she even has a spin dash. She has a spin dash.
So yeah, that I actually heard of that character before, and I would honestly like to see that. That would be really cool, but it's a dream character, so it's unlikely.
Yeah, and, well, it also doesn't help that she's also an indie.
Which basically cuts them out in general.
She's made by the company called Level Zero. They've done a few other fighting games before. They didn't actually make this fighting game, but they did help Arc System with it. They kind of helped with the Blaze Blue series before they kind of broke off and did Skullgirls. I might be wrong about that, but I know that they did have a part in at least one of the Blaze Blue games. So, since Skullgirls is indie, that kind of destroys Philia's chances, but I don't know. That's just kind of one that I've really wanted ever since I played it.
Yeah, we don't actually have an indie character yet, but the problem with that is, this is a dream character, but I do want to add on to this. Like, if, like, Shovel Knight's an assist trophy, Shantae's a spirit, which doesn't deny the fact that it's... Okay, okay, so a spirit doesn't, like, deconfirm a fighter. At least I don't think. Right. There's thousands of spirits.
At least not yet. Spirits. We don't know.
So, if any indie character, it would be Steve, but we already talked about that.
And we already got Shantae out of the way, and Shovel Knight's an assist trophy, so... I guess the only other indie characters that could come after those big three would be like Lilac from Freedom Planet, maybe the Drifter from Hyperlight, possibly Quote from Cave Story, but
yeah, Cave Story is the big one in there because it was like, like one of the first truly successful indie games.
But I don't know. Philia just kind of resonates with me a bit, and I feel like she would just kind of fit in really well because it just kind of makes sense in my eyes. And then the stage could be Philia's hometown of Maple Crest, so. I just think it would be nice just to have Skullgirls get a bit more representation. As for my other dream character, so I don't know if you know this, Nick, but back when I used to play all the arcade games a lot, I spent most of my time on 3 arcade games. I spent most of my time on Galaga, Centipede, and probably my favorite arcade game of all time, Rampage.
Ooh.
And Rampage is the inspiration for my second dream character because I am not only putting in George, but I'm also getting the other 2 members of the Wrecking Crew in, so I'm getting George, Ralph, and Lizzie all in as like a Bowser Jr. situation, since they all pretty much play the same.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's a cool... I mean, I don't know any of those characters. I don't even know what they look like. But that does sound cool. For one, we can actually have like a beat 'em up representation. Wow, I say that word wrong. A beat 'em up rep, which I don't think we have yet.
Well, I honestly don't really know if Rampage counts as a beat 'em up though. But certainly.
I don't know the gameplay style, but I just kind of assumed because it sounds like a beat 'em up.
Well, Rampage. The game is like it's a side scroller. Even the GameCube one. Even though there are 3D movements in the GameCube one, it's still technically a side-scroller, where you play as any of those 3 monsters, and you literally climb on the buildings and you punch holes in the walls, and you basically eat people and stuff like you basically play kaiju.
Okay.
Yeah, so But I think that's what makes these members of the Wrecking Crew so interesting, is just like you could really play around with those three a lot. Like even like I know it's unlikely, but if we were somehow able to have all three of them as separate characters as like Echo Fighters, maybe you could have George be the one with the higher jumps, Ralph could be the one that's slightly faster, and Lizzie, she'd be the slowest, but she could also probably breathe fire somehow. So like all of like in Rampage, all the monsters have like their own little quirks, but they all play pretty much exactly the same otherwise. So they're pretty much already Echo Fighters of each other.
Yeah,
but I feel like it would be a bit more of a Bowser Jr. situation, where they'd just be costumes of each other.
Yeah, that definitely sounds very interesting.
Yeah, maybe I should actually get you into Rampage soon. And what also helps, I know that we've said that the relevancy argument doesn't really matter anymore, but believe it or not, they're actually relevant still. Because although the last game that they had was back in 2007, being Total Destruction, the GameCube and Wii game that was also on like PS3 and Xbox 360, but they did have the movie last year, which was actually really good.
There's a movie?
Yes, there was a Rampage movie that came out last year, and it was actually really good, at least to me. And another thing that helps them out is that Rampage was created by Midway, and Midway are the same guys that own Mortal Kombat. At least now, they're the original owners. Now that Mortal Kombat is owned by NetherRealm.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Higher chance than X-Aid.
Yeah, and then the Rampage stage would literally just be Rampage City. It would technically be like just a generic cityscape, but you could like certain billboards and stuff could change on it different times you play it. So like sometimes it would be themed to Las Vegas, other times it would be themed to Paris, and then Tokyo, and other cities around the world that are featured in the Rampage games. So I don't know. That's just I feel like George, Ralph, and Lizzie would just be fun additions, but I don't know. They're just there to exist in my eyes.
Yeah, that's definitely cool. So I think the time is right. The T-Rex in the room.
Not quite yet though, because I have the one joke character.
Oh yeah, the joke character. Okay, you can go on with that.
Do you have one though? Because I kind of want to.
Thinking about it, I don't. The only one I could think of is Uganda Knuckles, but how funny would that be? Honestly, though.
The neutral B is the spit.
Okay, that's hilarious.
And his down B would be another counter, but the counter would be like literally using another Uganda Knuckles as like a meat shield.
Now I want to see what.
And then the final smash would be like the ultimate incarnation of the meme, because like a whole swarm of them would come out and surround opponents and just start clicking at them.
Oh, okay, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Oh god. But no. That as funny as that would be, no. So the joke character that I had in mind would be the Warriors of Rock, another Bowser Jr. situation, but these guys would be from Guitar Hero of all things. And it really could be any of them as the main one. I feel like the main one would have to be Axel, but then you could have like Judy Nails, Casey, probably Johnny, Lars, but basically just get the whole group in there. But I don't know, like it would just be like that random character. Like, why is these guys in here? Because unlike Rampage, Guitar Hero is no longer relevant. That series died back in 2011, and had like that one game in 2015, but was terrible. I don't know. Guitar Hero is pretty much dead at this point, but I just think it would just be really funny to just be able to play as one of the Guitar Heroes, and literally every attack is just them casually jamming out on their guitar, but since they're rock musicians, they would be like kicking at opponents while they're jamming across the stage, slamming people over the head with drums and amps and crap. and just be like so random. I don't know.
That would be that would be cool. First off, because that's actually kind of not possible, but it's something that could happen if you're in charge.
Oh, trust me, I already have tons of ideas in my head because I know you know about the fan-made Smash Brothers game I've been working on for years, and I pretty much am doing characters like that, and every single character I've mentioned today is on the roster for that, including the Guitar Heroes. So, you know, I'm really putting in the effort with all these characters. But yeah, I just think Guitar Hero would just be kind of funny to have in Smash, but that's the reason it's a joke character. I know that one's just like never gonna happen.
Are you ready?
Yes, I think it's finally time to tackle Goku. Oh boy.
All right, Goku. He will be the fighter's version because that's a video game, and that's a very popular video game. In fact, it won EVO 2018.
Nice. I actually didn't know about that. That's cool.
So it would be Goku, obviously. His like alts would be. It couldn't be any other character because it wouldn't make sense, but it would be Geese from other shows or like during the timeline. So we would have a Dragon Ball Gi, which would be a blue, just blue pants and blue Gi, of course. There would be a GT inspired Gi with the blue and yellow pants. That would be my personal favorite. We have the Dragon Ball, the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai when he fought Piccolo. I think it's the 23rd. Which it would be, though, no undershirt, and it would just, you know, have the gi, and he would have a ripped off gi, and just, I don't know, just custom, and then the rest would just be like the different symbols, like King Kai, the Kami symbol, and the Whis gi. And
right.
the stage would be the Tenkaichi Budokai. I know people say, which is, by the way, the World Martial Arts Tournament. I know people say Pandemic, but honestly, like, I think that one is overused for stages, like, in a video game. So I want to see the World Martial Arts Tournament.
Either the World Tournament or the Hyperbolic Time Chamber would also be interesting. Right. Yeah, that would be cool, too. Honestly, there's a lot of cool Dragon Ball locations that you could have chosen. But
throughout the match, but yeah, there's a lot of cool, but, you know, that will take hours of thinking, for me, anyway. It is, throughout the battle, obviously, like, his neutral, you know, we punching, and, you know, we can basically guess the moveset. Down B would be a Kamehameha, or a forward B, rather. As the battle goes on, he has a gauge. It's
interesting that you put the moveset idea in my head, because in my eyes, this is how I envision Goku's moveset with the specials, at least. Neutral B, Kamehameha, obviously. I think his side B would be like the Ki Blast, but not like. I don't think it would be
rapid fire Ki Blast. No, or just neutral B. Neutral B, he can fire Ki Blast out of his hands, and there's a limit of 5.
But I feel like the Kamehameha wave would be better as a neutral B just because it would be a charge move. But that's just my.
True. Actually, you're right. But I do want to say,
it would obviously be interesting
as a mechanic. Okay, we'll make a different video called Goku Moveset, and it'll just be Goku's Moveset.
Oh, I do want to mention one thing about the moveset, though. I feel like it would be really cool if, like, his down B would be him charging up the Kaioken, and you would activate the Kaioken, right?
I'm getting to that.
But, so, like, that would be when you activate it normally. But if you're above maybe 60 or 70% and you use down B instead of charging up Kaioken, you charge up Super Saiyan.
Okay, here's my idea for Super Saiyan. So, like Cloud's Limit Break, I think? Limit something?
Yeah.
Limit Break, it would charge up throughout the match, and the higher so let's say if you get like quarter percent into the gauge, you can go Super Saiyan. The, halfway, just like another halfway, you can go Super Saiyan 3. We're skipping 2 just because 2 looks very similar to Super Saiyan 1. But the thing is, once the gauge fills up, once you go Super Saiyan, it starts going down slowly. Once you go Super Saiyan 3, it starts going down a bit faster, but it's still enough to actually be Super Saiyan 3. In his final smash would be a Spirit Bomb. What else would it be, honestly? But I would personally like to see Super Saiyan God something, but...
Mm-hmm. And honestly, for his final smash, I feel like he would actually have 2 final smashes. His normal one would be the Spirit Bomb, but if you're already in Super Saiyan form, when you use his final smash, he'd do the Dragon Fist.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. There is a problem with that, though, but that is cool. Only because, one, you can't... That's actually true to Goku's, lore, that you can't use the Spirit Bomb in Super Saiyan. You just can't use it, or else you would die.
Right.
So Goku would have 2 final smashes, the Spirit Bomb. And here's the thing about the Dragon Fist. The Dragon Fist is cool, but it is a movie exclusive, in GT exclusive thing, so I'm not sure if they would do that, but that is obviously... It is in the game, I think, in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think it's in there. No, I don't know. It's not. But I do think that Dragon Fist would be the second best option.
Right. Yeah, certainly. And honestly, I feel like Goku's the character where it's just like we could go on for days and days, but here's what I want to end Goku on. Like, even though he is a non-video game character, there's actually possibly chances of him happening. So what do you think? Do you think that regardless of whether he can happen or not, if he does happen, he'd obviously be like the very last DLC character. Like, there's no way that he would come before anyone else. Like, he would have to be the very last.
Obviously, like, it would be the last. It would just be the final things. Like, oh yeah, by the way, and it just closes out. And this is how the reveal trailer would go. You would see Mario and Link fighting, and then all you hear is just they're fighting and they're just doing their thing, and all of a sudden it goes black, and you hear the instant transmission sound. And then Goku, voiced by Cena, of course, he would I don't know what he would say, but he would say, "So this is Smash Brothers, huh?" And he would tie it in his belt, and then he would do a stance and says, "Goku, Kaioken's in the battle," or "Goku charges in the battle," and then shows the trailer. Oh, man. Okay, so just as a disclaimer, we don't think Goku's is happening. That's all. It's at this point almost a joke character.
Honestly, yeah, but I still technically, like, I feel like Goku is the joke character that we know probably isn't going to happen, and yet people are still hoping for anyways, just because they want to. I feel like he's that character for me. Like, I would probably put him on the dream list with Filia and the Rampage Wrecking Crew, just because I'd personally see him as that character. Like, he might not be a video game character, but he certainly could still easily work if given the chance.
Well, people's argument to that is Goku, he has a history on Nintendo consoles. Not to mention Dragon Quest, uses, the Dragon Ball art style, so it's kind of possible at the same time, not really. Even though Goku is highly requested, he's probably not going to happen, so he's more of a dream character route. But if he doesn't get in, I will be sorry about that. But if he doesn't get in, then I'll be completely fine with that.
Yeah, I honestly am in the same boat. I just really, he's just that character, I think he'd be funny. Although there's a lot of jokes going around right now where it's like this image of Mario, Link, and Kirby holding Goku back as like Ness is giving Joker the Smash invitation. Like, this isn't for you, Goku. This was meant for Joker.
I saw that.
Don't kill me.
I saw this meme. Okay, this is a ramble, guys. I saw a meme where Banjo was holding the ticket, and then all you see is Joker come out of nowhere and take it.
You'll never see it coming. Oh God. Oh man. Anyway, so I think that's
it. And, we were going to categorize this. We're going to dumb it down into like the final 4. But I think the video is on over an hour, well over an hour and 30 minutes. So I think we're running the video off here, and we'll talk in private either over text or call of what we think the picks will be.
Right. So I think that's it. So unless you have anything else to say, Nick, I think we're done here.
Do not. All I'd say is look forward to our future Smash videos, which are happening. So,
yes.
With that being said, Nick here from Sir Cave, signing out. Look forward to the new Smash videos.
See you all around. Have a good day. Peace, Cartoon Mites.